Believer, Karen Lofgren. Before I made Believer, I was poring over medieval bestiaries, fascinated by the characteristics they held, like spraying burning feces onto soldiers' shields, and their often multinational origins. The unicorn struck me in particular because the popularly recognized horse form with a horn was so different than ancient descriptions of the animal, which were small and goat or fawn-like, with some ascribing the feet of an elephant to the unicorn with the head of a steer. My curiosity drifted to reasons this myth endures so strongly in popular culture today, and whether I could represent this melancholic longing for origin, purity, or innocence in a sculpture, which led me to the skeletal image you see. Of course, I was also very curious to know if it was possible to physically make a glowing unicorn skeleton, and curious to find out how people would interpret the work. Mythology states that only virgin maidens can capture unicorns. I researched this and discovered that alchemists were also said to be able to attract unicorns. I found modern magic incantations to capture unicorns, calling for white wine, candles, roots, and herbs, and alchemy recipes to do the same. The unifying factors in each approach were to use light and the concept of purity, so I made what could be perceived as a simple decoy of sorts, although one that doesn't go so far as to trick the eye into thinking it's real. Our ideas about the image, in the end, are strongly influenced by what we want to believe and what we want to see. Dawn, Karen Lofgren. The sculptural forms I make take on multiple ritualistic meanings, fusing modern, corporate, rock aesthetics with mythological references throughout history. The work you see was influenced by each of these, combining the function of shop signage with alchemic symbols and modern sculptural form, melting at the base, possibly morphing into another form or sinking into the landscape. Combined, these sculptures project a dawn type of light onto gallery walls, seen here in silhouette. When I made this work, I imagined the sculptures as the tips of icebergs and that each would have a subterranean route extending indefinitely below the surface. I wanted to show something hopeful in using the concept of shop signage, which is usually on the second story of a building, and sink it down to the floor. Forgetting commerce and products that might have been sold within a shop, the cryptic signage becomes an independent experience reflecting back on itself, fluctuating between desire and fantasy.